What is your homeless person policy? I think we all probably have one. Mine has changed over the years, and I can't say that I love what I have now and the way that I treat, and there's so many panhandlers. You know, if you're traveling on the off-ramps, you see them all over the place. In South Florida, and I know we have a high homeless population because a lot of people, hey, I mean, the weather's great. You can sleep outside all year round. So, you know, a lot of people come from up north and wind up down here.
Right here on 45th Street on that ramp, if you look on the side of the road, a lot of homeless people, they hunker down there and they sleep right off that ramp on 45th Street. They got carts. They've got little makeshift beds and stuff.
Yeah, sure, no.
There's the one girl that stands there as we pull out of work, and she's been for about 2 years holding a sign now that says, I'm 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And she's got a fake pregnancy belly. I mean, that's just, to me, that's taking it too far. And it's a lie. And I just don't feel good about that. I would never give her money.
I got conned by a homeless person when I was in Kansas City long time ago that a guy had needed something, and he was like, I'm deaf, and, you know, my car broke down, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, and I went through all this time, effort, gave him about like a $20, $25, help him on his way to get to his job, quote unquote. And then the very next day, he approached me on the street. And
you're listening to an iPod. It's like, listen to this song.
And I was like, I know maybe you're deaf, but I'm like, he came up for money again. And I'm like, this is the same thing that happened to you yesterday. And then I saw him a week later and this and that. And then I just was like, no.
All right. You tricked me once.
Yeah.
That's about all you're going to get.
Did he have a card that said, I'm deaf, and give it to you? Because I had a guy do that.
No, it was just he wrote on it. It was a cardboard thing he'd taken out of a cardboard box, cut it out, and then written on it.
Person I'm talking about, I've seen it before. They have these cards.
They give you a card.
It's printed.
It says I am deaf.
Can you please help me?
Can you please help me? And then you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I have my gift of hearing. What kind of asshole am I for not wanting to help this guy out? And then you realize it's a scam.
Well, I mean,
and then you're like, okay, that's it. I'm not going to try to help anybody else.
That's kind of what happens, I think. You know, and there are a couple things that happened to me. That was that experience. Then when I was in Kansas City, they had a guy there that the news had followed this one guy, and he was always in the same spot. And they had a camera on him. They watched him panhandling, and then he went on the other side of the bridge and hopped in a BMW and drove off. And they went and then confronted the guy, and it was a big story that blew up there. And so I had a couple of those experiences. And then, you know, I came here to South Florida, and you start seeing a lot more homeless people and the issues, and it just, I mean, it does. Some of them, you're like, oh man, anything I can do to try to help them out. And then we did that one live broadcast that one day, Virginia, where we had all that food that people brought out. We were doing a live show, and some people, listeners, had brought like booze and stuff like that. And this homeless guy was coming up, and he's like, oh, you know, can you help me out with some money? And we're like, oh, well, I didn't want to give him money. I said, but here's a whole bunch of food. Take this. And he's like, I don't want the food, but can I have that booze? And remember that? He took our booze and left. And I was like, okay, that was another thing that kind of got me.
Don't be so picky.
If you're holding a sign that says I'm hungry, which I've seen this.
Yeah.
Holding a sign that says I'm hungry, anything will help, and you give the guy like a granola bar, and the guy throws it on the ground. Like, okay, this is a lie, and you're tricking people to get money from them. I can see if you're coming from a place of honesty and you get money from people, okay, I got no problem with that. But when you're lying to people and then you get money from them, I want no part of you.
Yeah, my policy usually is if they look like they're legitimately struggling, and you can't tell, and they're not coming up to the door and knocking. They're not aggressive, and I've got change or money, I will give it to them.
Yep.
To me, I know they say don't do that. I don't give a shit. If someone's struggling and they need to get something to eat and they have to go to the shelter to get it, or they can walk right down the street to the gas station, out of convenience, I'll give them a couple bucks, let them get them a hot dog.
Yeah, so my policy, and I always want to come back, and because there's that, you know, like I really want to, you really do. I do want to help them out. And the last one that changed, and I think probably solidified the policy that I have now was, remember, I think I was pulling off of, I think it was North Lake, northbound off-ramp at 95, and there was somebody that was there. And I saw him, and it was, nice weather out. The point where I had my windows down, the guy was there and made eye contact. I'm like, well, I had some change sitting there. So I had like 5 or 6 quarters. And I'm like, I handed it to him, and he's like, you got more change. And I'm like, well, yeah. And then,
okay, bitch, you're being too damn picky.
And then he grabbed my arm. and he was super strong. And I'm like, I got freaked out in the light. Luckily, it was I tried to get away. It was about maybe 10 to 15 seconds of just. I was kind of pulling I'm like, dude, this is over the line. And luckily the light turned green and I went on and went, but he was really strong. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So that was the one where I'm like.
That's it. That happens one time.
Yeah, that was
and
my
you're
final
like,
one.
Okay, that's it.
That was my final one.
That is so uncool that he would grab you like that and then demand more than you already gave him. Mm-hmm. He's ruining it for every other guy that's going to ask you for money and be legit and be nice and cool in the future.
So now my thing and the thing that I want to do more of, we have the KVJ Volunteer Army, and I'm working with them, pushing them, saying, hey, I want to do more stuff with homeless shelters. I want people that need food to get food because the stats are alarming and a lot of people legitimately do. But I want to be able to do that for myself to say, hey, look, here's a shelter, here's a place, and if nothing else, have cards. You'd be like, if you're hungry and you need some help, here's a card. I'm not going to give you cash because I don't know what you're going to do with it. I don't know if you're going to reach into my car or something like that. I don't know what is going on. So that's kind of where I am, and that's where I want to do more with the KVJ Volunteer Army so that you have opportunities where, yes, we can legitimately help homeless people, but you're not helping them back into their addictions.
Right.
You're not giving to scam artists. All these people and the bad experiences that I've had, I don't want to reward any of that behavior.
But I never understood people, and I get what you're saying about the money, but I even heard people say, well, if you've got food in the car, don't give it to the homeless guy or woman. Let them go to the shelter because that's the proper way. And I do not agree with that. If I've got a burrito that I'm not going to be eating and I give it to somebody, why do I want to make that fucker wait an hour to go walk? Have him eat the burrito or have her eat the burrito right then and there. It's hurting nobody.
Yeah.
Have them eat.
Yeah, somebody texted in, said, my husband and I had encountered a homeless guy who was clearly home at Military and 10th Avenue, and we had just got McDonald's, and my husband gave him a cheeseburger, and he was so happy. He ran over to the Palm Tran pickup and sat down and enjoyed that burger. It made us so happy to see him smile. And I think we all want that experience.
That makes you feel good.
It does.
That makes you feel good, and it's like I have just had really bad luck. I haven't had that experience, and unfortunately, I think I've named every homeless person experience that I've had, and they've all been negative for me. And unfortunately, it's shaped me because I would love to have that kind of experience because you would love to give somebody instant joy. We talk about the hashtag be cool, and there's nothing more than I want is to have that experience.
You reminded me just now of a great experience I had at Christmas. Getting on 95, there was a woman maybe in her, mid-40s in a wheelchair, no legs, and she had like a 7 or 8 year old boy with her. And it just so happened I had the car filled with toys that were going
that's
for
great.
little smiles.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is perfect. I look in the back, I see a Nerf gun, and I flag the kid over. He comes and grabs the Nerf gun, and he was so happy. He was jumping up and down
so
at
awesome.
the red light. I was like,
So
what a
awesome.
moment.
So awesome.
But
yeah.
they're so few and far between. Like, those moments happen once a year, and then you have 10 other bad encounters that happen, and it's like...
That's why it's tough in the moment, just as we're rushing through life to get from point A to point B, to sit there and you really almost do have to have some kind of analysis to say, all right, this is a true, legit situation.
Right, and figure it out quick, because you've only got 10 seconds before the light changes.
If they look like they're struggling, a lot of times you can tell that they're struggling. If I got a couple bucks, I'm going to give them a couple bucks.
The one that really surprised me was the guy who grabbed my arm because he really legitimately looked like he was struggling.
Well, you broke the rules though. You gotta just put the window down an inch and you give the money that
I already
way.
had my window down. And so it was a weird thing where it was like, you pull up, you don't notice, and you're like going, oh, okay, there he is. And you're just in that mood, and I'm like, oh, that guy looks like, and I got change right here. And then that's how it all happened. Yeah, so it wasn't like I was rolling my window down. Window was already down and this and that. And now when I get on the off-ramps, I roll my windows up. So
it's like,
there's fear that
Sure.
some of them are unstable and somebody might try to come through my window.
Arm.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't want that to happen again because I was really like, oh my gosh, this is going to get bad.
That'll rock your world.
It did, yeah. Shook me. I know, you're right.
I'm just kidding. I'm a pussy too.
Yeah.
You would have pissed yourself.
I've had good and I've had bad, and I kind of look at it kind of like the way I look at life. There's going to be some good shit. There's going to be some bad shit. There's going to be some people that legitimately need that dollar to go get a burger, and there's going to be some people that want to get it from meth.
So if you're like me and it kind of breaks your heart every time I pass by somebody and you're like going, is that legit? Is that not legit? And what can I do? I want to do something to help them out. I want to start doing, especially in the next year, hopefully a lot more stuff with homeless in South Florida and doing good things for them so that when you see that person and you pass them on the road, you're like, hey, look, I don't have you at this moment, but I'm doing things where I got you. I still got you.
And I love the thing we did with the homeless stuff with our last KVJ Nation. But
Yeah,
it'd be really, really cool to get like in a soup kitchen and to see the experience. Because we were packaging stuff and have it delivered to the homeless.
Right.
But I think it is more effective if you see, the people eating and them like, oh, wow, we're making a difference here.
Yeah, we're trying to pursue some of those. So hopefully at least by Thanksgiving, we'll have some stuff set up for that. Got this email from Vanessa. She said, hey, I just wanted to tell you something I've been noticing a while ago. There is a girl around here, 20. She has a sign saying, homeless, please help. She stands at the light of Military Trail on Atlantic Avenue at the intersection there. Now, the first time I saw her, I was a little far away from her, so I couldn't really notice her face. But the second time, for some reason, it felt like I knew her. I'm like, where have I seen that girl? Then the other day, I was at the UFit gym in Boynton Beach, and guess who was at the gym? The same homeless girl doing her workout with much better clothing than she wears when she's asking for money on the street. For me, it was a little surprising, and after that, I've seen her at least 4 times at the same spot asking for money and also working out the gym, and then I've also seen her eating at the food court a good bit.
What?
Now, I know the gym is not that expensive when you only pay $10 a month if you take the cheapest option, but I still think if you're a homeless person and you need money, you're not going to expend it on a gym and then eat at the mall and all that kind of good stuff. It just feels like she is not asking money for the right purpose. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't worry about it, but I just have the feeling that what she is doing is not right.
Well, if you've got time to go work out and you got money to go work out, ain't you got time to go look for a job?
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff where you want to weed it out because there are legitimately so many people that just either can't find work or they just don't have enough. They can't make ends meet, and they're just good people that are working hard and doing everything that they possibly can. And those are the people that you want to help. And then there are just other people, unfortunately, are giving legitimately people in need a bad name, and they're affecting them and causing them harm. And that's where, trying to come up with a system where you can sort that out.
Well, the saddest story, out of all of this is when someone is suffering from like schizophrenia and then they are released out into the street and their family doesn't want them or they don't have family. Now you've got someone who has got legit issues and they may not have the means to be able to get out of that hole. That's the people you really want to help. But
absolutely.
You don't. But how do you know? My question is always: if someone's having like a freak out publicly, how do you know that they're just being an asshole, or how do you know if they're going through like a schizophrenic episode?
You don't.
They can't help it.
There's no way for you to tell, and that's why you got to just remove yourself from that situation. You can't be around somebody that's that unstable because it's not safe.
Because how do you know the difference between an asshole or someone that's really got legit emotional problems?
That's why I think probably the best and the safest thing to do is because you don't know. There are so many agencies that help homeless people, and that's why I think the best thing for us to do is get the KVJ Volunteer Army plugged in with those agencies, people that are doing all, because there really needs to be a barrier. Because the guy who grabbed me probably had mental health issues.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you really need to have a barrier with somebody else who has experience dealing with that, who can not only that, but can also weed out the legitimate cases from the ones that are not. And you get the need and care to people who truly, genuinely have needs and wants.
Well, that one woman, she was being an asshole at CVS, and then I said something. I got into a thing with her because she was being an asshole to the employees, and now I inserted myself and I said my two cents. But how do I know she doesn't have issues? And now I'm fighting with someone who's got legitimate emotional issues here.
Yeah, I wish you could have like a sign on people's heads that said, I'm schizophrenic or I'm just an asshole.
Because if you're an asshole, I'm glad I'm saying something.
Yes.
But if you can't help it,
Right, and that's why, to me, I'm not an expert in that. I don't want to get involved with that. So I am going to help you, but in other ways. And so I'm not going to give you money when you're panhandling because I don't know. I don't have time to know. I don't care to know. It's probably not safe for you. It's not safe for me. Some of those people too are darting out into traffic, and it's just not a great, safe situation for anybody.
I mean, I had what you had, where a guy came up and his arms are in my window, and you're alarmed because you don't know if he's gonna fucking shiv you.
Yeah, you really don't.
And he could have. He could have stabbed you in the arm and ran away with some weird knife. Like, ugh.
Yeah. So I mean, when you see that girl, probably she's taking advantage of the system. and is saying, hey, it's a lot easier to go out and panhandle than it is to go and trying to find a job for me, or that's what I'd rather do.
Or two, I've heard of this where some guy is making her do it.
Sure.
There's a guy
Yep.
sitting across
yeah.
the corner,
Yep.
Yep.
and he's watching her, making her panhandle.
It's a team
like
thing.
a pimp.
Yeah, it's a team thing. I've seen that too. In fact, that is a big thing on 45th Street I've seen where they got one worker in the corner and they're communicating. And then I've even seen like a turf war go down where someone's on this is my corner, that's your corner, kind of shit. You'll see that on 45th Street, man.
Ugh, that's a mess.
Got some emails about stuff on the regular show here today. Talina said, do not break or crack Jason's windshield unless he has full coverage insurance. Those window people knocked on my door and gave me this big pitch for 5 minutes. And at the end of the day, of all of it, they asked if I had full coverage or it will cost me money. I told them they could go. I own my car, so I don't have full coverage. So make sure you have full coverage.
I got full coverage.
You do.
I believe so. I got insurance on my car.
There's different kinds.
I think I got the good kind.
Oh.
The real good kind.
Well, I don't think that's how they...
The fancy
Do you have like
package.
liability insurance, which is just if you mess somebody up and then the full coverage will cover your car too?
I got the good stuff. I feel like I'll crunch my numbers, but I think I'm on the up and up. I don't know, dude. I don't know about adult shit.
That's why, yeah, I get.
You faked it for about 20 seconds.
But
Yeah.
I do. I think I've got the mine. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think.
Yeah. I just know we're going to crack his windshield. Be going, what do you know? I don't have I can't get it fixed. Now I got a cracked windshield.
I'm going to drive around like that.
Yeah.
Do I really talk like I know I talk in a high-pitched voice.
You may not, but it's
sometimes.
just the way you hear it. Exasperation, frustration,
You guys aren't going to believe what
disbelief.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't even find my keys in my truck right now. I don't even need insurance because I can't even drive my truck.
A lot of people talk not only about the fidget spinners that I was talking about earlier today, but the fidget cube out there, and they're made by Ansi Lab. There's some other knockoffs as well. And a mother of a child with ADHD, low spectrum autism, and anxiety who chooses not to medicate, the fidget cube is a great alternative for my daughter. She's in high school. She uses it while taking tests, and it helps her focus and calm her anxiety. And the grades have gone up. So she loves it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She works well for her. Teachers don't mind if she has it. So there you go. It seems interesting. I kind of want to try one out and just see what it's all about.
Yeah, because if ever a guy could use one.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to, because I often do that. Like what I do is I chew a good bit of gum. I do that for focus because it's kind of like it's almost a fidgeting thing. If I'm like chewing, then it helps me focus my mind. Yes, I've noticed that. It's just my mind. You know what it is? It's just really kind of weird. It's like I have this like, ooh.
I have it too, man.
Bright eye kind of thing. And I have to, and that's why I get so exhausted working because it takes so much for me to, try to concentrate. And it's kind of like, it's almost like, if you ever tighten your abs or your buttocks, that's the way it feels like on my brain. Like the entire day to do the show, it's like you have to go.
It's an effort
It's
to
like you're-
focus.
yes, you're doing a brain
Like some people
crunch.
just can automatically just focus. Oh,
Yeah.
now I'm focused. You have to deliberately
Hyper.
put
It
your
has
heart
to be a conscious
into
effort.
it.
Has to be a
weird.
conscious effort.
I know you're gonna make fun of me, but I I have that same feeling when I'm at the grocery store when I'm trying to look for something and I'm like, do I want this? I have to focus. I have to like really squint and lock down. If not, I'm all over the place, baby.
Yeah, I do for anything. Yeah, if I don't have the reins on it, then it just my mind is it's all over. Whoo.
Do you? I'm like that too. Are you kind of off with your thoughts like that?
No, I'm pretty focused.
Must be nice to be so perfect.
I do have to make lists, though. I have to make lists for everything. Otherwise, I'll walk in a room and be like, why the hell did I come in here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
sure.
can't
I
remember.
think you can still be forgetful. And,
Yeah,
you know,
that's me.
Yeah, I think that might be slightly separate. For me, everything would be that. Like, I have to consciously focus. That's why I have everything. I'm so repetitious. Because without that, I want to not have to be able to focus and think so much. So with the clothes, I go easy. With the food, I go easy. And I try to form habits so that I can kind of it's easier to fall through things. If not, I wouldn't come to work with pants on.
Look, concentrating is hard.
That could be fun for KVJ TV.
Could.
I've left my house and I've drove to work and I've been in the building and Virginia goes, "Where are your shoes?" And I say, "Oh shit, I forgot shoes today." I wasn't focused.
Can happen. Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do. I just can't imagine leaving my house, getting in the car, and just shoes. Nah, wasn't even a thought.
Well, maybe because I thought they were in the car maybe, and then I drove and I don't fucking know. You're right though. How does that even happen?
How does that happen? Somebody really liked the hashtag Be Cool shirt that got on today.
I do
It's
too.
Very
Very nice.
fly.
Yeah.
Simple but very very nice. Simple but very nice.
When you're searching for the word, you don't come up with anything. You just say nice.
I was
Simple
gonna
but very nice.
come up with something different, but yeah, it's very nice.
Okay.
They're high quality too.
Yeah.
That's what I love. They do these. Sass or Salt does these shirts on really high quality T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're super soft and they're comfy. They're pre-shrunk.
Yep. My admirer Tim sent in an email.
Oh.
I want to say, Kev, you look nipplelicious today in your hashtag Be Cool T-shirt.
Well. If only today would have been the day that you forgot to put on pants.
I know, right? Nipplelicious shirt.
Your
and
nipples,
pantsless.
your nipples are popping all day today, man. It was hard to
They
concentrate.
do every day. That's the way my nipples are. Yeah, they don't have like on days and off days. They're always just kind of this shape and form, very rigid.
Very, very, very prevalent today. They're really just sticking
Yeah,
out.
well, this is a little bit of a. It's kind of made a little,
Form fit.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit more form fit.
Okay.
We can tell. We can tell by them buys. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to get your hashtag Be Cool shirt on sale at kvjshow.com right now under the merchandise section. Farrah is an admirer of Suits. Said I haven't seen Suits since he lost all the weight, and after work I decided to watch the top 5 on YouTube, and it's the one where Suits is identifying the foods. Well, at first I wasn't too excited, not in a bad way, just in a doesn't do it for me. But when he took off his glasses, I was like, wow.
Yeah, he does kind of look like a different dude without glasses on.
He's got that Clark Kent thing going on.
Suits, have you ever thought about getting that LASIK like Kevin got and going without the glasses? Because I kind of agree. You have a different swagger without the glasses.
Glasses can make or break things.
You know, it's funny. Just the other day, I actually asked somebody in the building if I looked big difference with or without the glasses, what was better, and they didn't think it made much of a difference on me.
Take them off. Take them off. Okay, now take off your pants.
Hold on.
I can't find them. I can't see them.
Look at me.
Okay, your glasses make your eyes look smaller. And when you take your glasses off, your eyes are really big and beautiful.
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
like you better without glasses.
I actually do see
Yeah.
a bit of a difference. I
Yeah.
do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it is a better
absolutely.
move.
Well,
yeah.
the other thing too is these glasses. I honestly noticed that glasses that don't have the frames all the way around, they make you look older. These look like reading glasses almost.
Yeah.
It's like you're.
You think
so?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna do glasses, make sure the entire lens has got the frame on it. I think this make you look older.
But you have great eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
It's-
you.
You've been hiding them
Yeah.
behind these glasses that are minimizing them. Yeah. Oh, I mean, Suits. It's not even. It's crazy how much smaller those glasses make your eyes
Yeah, they
look.
do.
Have you always had that style of glasses?
Pretty much. I mean, since like middle school.
Yeah,
I mean, I keep about the same thing.
Let's get them some different glasses
Have you
too.
ever looked into laser?
Laser, actually, I mentioned it to Kev a few times because I can't do the contacts. They freak me out
Yeah,
touching
me
my
neither.
eyes.
Yeah.
But
I
same
get
way.
that.
Yeah.
I've thought about doing the laser surgery, but everybody keeps telling me, it doesn't make much of a difference, your glasses, so I never really thought about it. I'm like, all right, I'll just wear the glasses.
Those people are lying to you, or they can't see. It
Yeah.
makes a big difference
How to
with
get you
your
to Panu.
face.
Yeah, see what we can do.
And
there.
you don't think you don't look
No,
bad with
no.
glasses on.
No, I mean,
Not
I don't
at
take it
all.
the wrong way at all.
But it pops. Your eyes pop when you take your glasses off,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really beautiful.
And get rid of the glasses without the frames. I'm telling
Really?
you. Yes.
Wish you would have told me. I just bought these too.
Damn, I'm sorry.
They look brand new.
Oh boy.
You got that receipt?
Hey, what do you think about Suits, beard or no beard?
Beard.
You think beard? Because Farrah's saying lose the beard.
Nope.
It's a little scruffy right now. I've been a little lazy this week, but
Keep it trimmed and keep it tight. I think he looks good with the beard.
What do you think, Virginia?
I like the beard. I got no problem with the beard. I think it looks good.
Okay.
It looks good.
I do have a problem with the glasses because the glasses are holding you back.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
Kevin, I need to sit down and talk about Panu then.
Yes.
Yeah, no
you
doubt.
do.
You do. Actually, you do. That'd
Maybe
be
they would do an endorsement like they do with Kevin.
exactly.
That would work for me.
Oh, that'd be so good.
love it.
Yeah, all right. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah,
Might
sit
be the
down
right
and chat
move.
with you here, Kev.
Another
Okay.
chapter of the rebuilding of Suits.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I mean, what a can't. I mean, for a makeover, it's just like, man.
It's so simple. That little thing, just taking those glasses off, totally changes your eyes. I mean, how awesome is that?
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm
Suits is going to get on a hot streak where he is just,
Slaying.
boom, chicka, bow, bow.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna be like Jaybird at Dirty Martini. Just you can't. You're beating them off.
Oh yeah, Dirty Martini. Because I'm always fucking people at Dirty Martini. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. She act like I'm always having sex with all these people.
No, I'm not just all the girls all over you. I've seen it. I've been to Dirty Martini with you.
You have. You seen them in action?
Oh
huh?
yeah, these chicks love it.
Yeah.
They can't get enough.
Yeah, cage that bird.
That's right.
Farrah said, P.S. Jaybird mentioned the story Denny's told him about why he became peaceful and said Denny's should tell it so he doesn't butcher the story. Denny's, please tell.
Denny's!
How'd you
Get in
become so
here.
damn peaceful?
Tell your peaceful story.
And you say it doesn't involve weed.
No, I actually thought it was a cool story. I might have oversold it. I just like.
People got to know now. We got to know now, and then we'll judge.
I'm a fan of the guy's work.
Hopefully, it's better than that joke jury went to.
All right. We can forget about
okay.
that. You
It's
know,
in the
you
past.
win some.
You're right. I take it back.
People
win
still
some.
loved it.
People do. Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great
Still loved it.
thing.
You can't lose on that
They
one.
love
You
it.
can't lose.
Yeah. So how and why did you become so peaceful? What happened?
Oh, what are we? Is that what we're on? Sorry, they
Yeah.
just told me to come in here.
Yeah,
you
he
remember
says
in
that,
there actually working.
You
Yeah.
told me that story how you were kind of a derelict and kind of a dick, and then you changed your ways and became real peaceful.
I did. Yeah, I used to be a kind of a hellion when I was younger, all the way through childhood. I mean, I used to get in trouble in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and never anything like too extreme or anything. But I was kind of a rambunctious kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I got in trouble once for in like 5th grade. I brought a Playboy to school.
titties.
So me and my buddies were biking, and I seen this trash can knocked over at like our neighbor's house. So as we were biking by, I was like, "Oh snap! I think there's Playboys in there." So we pulled over. Yeah, whatever. I got in trouble for that. But it all basically boils down to one time I kind of got peer pressured, I guess you could say, kind of into making fun of one of the kids that was in our schools. And he was in an older grade than us, but like I was like a pretty brazen kid, so I would kind of just go up and say anything to anybody until I realized that people will fight you, and then that's when I was like, well,
Right.
Oh,
when
hey.
you're young, you don't get
Yeah.
in a fight, you don't realize that there's consequences for what
But
you say.
didn't you say a lot of people were picking on him? He was kind of getting picked on.
He was kind of getting picked on. I kind of jumped in the group of kids picking on him, and I get, I mean, looking back, I feel terrible about it. But like, so you know how cruel kids can be, and not that it was anything too crazy, but like, I was calling him. His name was Paulie. I mean, it's so far removed. I think I could say that, but he was on the playground, and we were all making fun of him, like Paulie wants a cracker. And I guess recently his mom had passed away, so we were kind of joking about it with him. And this kid, I mean, he was a big kid, and he was grades older than me, and he came up, and that was the first time I've ever been in a confrontation with a person.
Yeah.
That where I was like, oh my God, this guy's actually really serious. This is no longer joking around.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got in a fight and everything, and I got in detention. I got in trouble. I had to do all this stuff.
Did you say you also got your ass beat too?
Oh, I got
He got
murdered.
destroyed.
Paulie.
He got
I'm a skinny
destroyed.
Turns
Asian.
out Paulie could beat the shit
But
out of
was
you.
it in public in front of a bunch of
In
people?
front of the entire school during recess. I mean, teachers were breaking it up, everything. I mean, this kid,
What grade are we talking here?
I was in 4th grade, 4th or 3rd. He was older than me. He was in the top of going into middle school.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got pounded. I'm a skinny little Asian kid, and this dude just brutalized me. And,
Yeah.
and after that, I was like, geez, because you don't make the connection at that point that you can actually hurt people's feelings and that this could be real. I was like, never again do I ever want to feel like that. We had to go to counseling together. I actually got to know him pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized that everybody's got their own struggle going on. And
Absolutely, yeah.
I thought it was good.
from then on, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I'm not going to pick on anyone. I just
Yeah.
kind of keep to myself.
I'm gonna
You
start
never know
smoking
anything
weed.
that's going on. Yeah. And then I was like,
3rd grade.
5th grade, I was like, dude, let's smoke some weed. No, I'm totally kidding.
Kidding.
That was 6th grade. But yeah.
I think we all have, and that's what life is all about, that you have those things that teach you a lesson. Sometimes you got to get your ass beat to do it. And that's why, I look at a lot of people that make mistakes, and you're like, going, you know what, they're on a journey, and hopefully they wind up in the right place, but they got to make some mistakes, and hopefully they're learning from their mistakes and becoming a better person.
It's the person that makes mistakes and
Yeah.
they keep making the same bullshit mistakes that's hurting other people. Or like,
Yeah.
dude, you can't keep doing the same shit where you're hurting other people.
And it's good. I mean, you see that, and like, for instance, you always look at a Justin Bieber, and you're hoping, okay, like, hopefully this is the time where he learns a lesson from this. And it's discouraging when you see somebody, and unfortunately some people need more than one ass beating
For
Yeah.
to
sure.
finally get them to the place where hopefully it clicks to say, look, this just isn't the right way to go.
Well, I always say, anytime I see like these kids, man, kids today are so brazen. I can't believe the things they're doing. And a lot of kids that I meet that I,
It's crazy, yeah.
that I don't like, or they're annoying me and stuff. it only takes one ass kicking to pretty much, like, if you get beat up pretty bad, you pretty much learn right then. That's why I feel like it's essential to make mistakes. I feel like these days everybody's like, don't make mistakes, do it right. This is how you do it.
That
almost doesn't teach you anything.
I agree with you. That's why I don't like the thing we have in our society where when somebody messes up for something, we bury them. And we're not satisfied until they're so buried and so broken that they can never come back. And I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's fair.
Gotta lose their job. They gotta lose everything. And I'm talking about
and then
stuff
never
that's
let
not,
them coming back.
Yeah, not stuff that's like so like violent stuff. But yeah, I know what you mean. Where someone makes a mistake and everyone piles on and say you must just fucking be miserable for the rest of your life.
Right. I don't like seeing that. I mean, we look at movies, and a lot of movies are like that. You have a flawed character that does something, and the rest of the movie is them with redemption and learning and becoming a better person. And yet, in the movies, we root for that. But in real life, we would never allow that to happen. I think it's so bizarre and weird that we're that way.
I think you should be encouraged to make mistakes. It makes you learn quicker.
Yeah, have somebody pull you aside and be like, hey, that's not the way to do it. Look at this. This is how you made this person feel, and it's a chain reaction. Just hashtag be cool, man.
If you see the pain, man, it transfers over to you, and then you don't want to be mean to people.
Damn, Denny's got deep.
Good lesson.
Got real
Call me
deep.
in for a
Good
deep
lesson here.
Told you I was good.
We also called you in here for some vape recommendations. Greg from Fort Lauderdale said, hey, I just got into the vaping game, and I wanted to ask Denny's for any recommendations he might have for good e-juice. I'm a bit of a sweet tooth. Thanks for any and all advice.
Ooh, I say Jam Monster. Go Jam Monster right now. It's 100 milligrams for $30. It's a great deal. And it's a blueberry inhale, burnt toast exhale.
Ooh.
It's very nice, compound flavor.
Yeah, it smells great when you're trying to eat a sub, and as he's blowing it on. There's this. Yeah, the other day, I guess there was some kind of like vent or something. He was trying to blow it away from me, but it would get in the vent and it would just come back in my face every time I was taking a bite.
That's so awesome.
I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
I was trying to keep it away from him. But yeah, dude, Jam Monster, that one's awesome. They got strawberry, blueberry, and then also The Man by One Hit Wonder, one of the best.
Okay.
They make good juice, and it's relatively inexpensive.
Oh, man. This is a stoner moment from Cesar. He said, quote, honey, pause the movie. I got a great idea. We should email the KVJ show and give them an idea for a skit. Jaybird and Denny's watch a movie, and they record their commentary. Think Mystery Science Theater 3000. And the contests listen to only a small edited portion of the audio. Those contestants then have to guess what movie they are watching. Or people can call in and guess. I want credit if this thing becomes a skit, like a prize or something, as she takes another hit. A stoner moment brought to you by my wife.
I don't hate that idea at all. I think that's kind of a good
That's
idea.
cute.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
we
that.
commentate constantly.
That's all we do.
That's all we don't even watch movies.
We have to rewind shit all the time because we'll start watching something and then we just start talking to like we haven't spent all day to each other. I've seen you all day.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of like a reaction.
Yes.
Kind of like deal on that.
I love it. I think it's a great idea.
I have to work into that. And Lauren from Del Rey said, hey, it's a message for Jaybird. The new season of Mystery Science Theater 3000 is on Netflix. I just watched episode 2 where they rip on a movie from the late 70s, early 80s called Cry Wilderness. It's about a little boy who befriends Bigfoot and no one believes him. It's a horrible movie. Hence why it's on this show, but the comments that they made are hilarious. I think Jason would absolutely love it.
Yeah, that show can make me laugh. You ever see that show?
I love that
Yeah.
show.
And some comments here. One from Talina said, I watched Jaybird and Denny's Alien Bigfoot Ghost podcast with the Bachelor guy Ryan. Jason wanted suggestions for names for the show. I think you should call it The Oddcast, an odd podcast.
We looked into that. So someone's already got that. So people are suggesting names, and they're giving us some good ones. Someone said weirdness and whatever. There's a bunch of good suggestions. So thank you for all those.
Matt D from Fort Pierce said that I was shocked as shit at just how insightful Ryan Beckett was into science and scientists. I'd love to see you bring in and interview some experts or witnesses, like the guy you had on the After the Show podcast back in October. I think it talked about ghosts and haunted locations, but you and Kev are so hammered. It was like an hour and a half of gold.
I love that podcast.
Also, if you think Fire in the Sky was creepy, check out Fourth Kind. It puts it to shame and has Mila Jovovich in it, the orange-haired girl from The Fifth Element.
I love her.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to be based on a true story of evil alien encounters in Alaska. It's so creepy and horrifying, I can't even rewatch it. I also had a shitty idea for the name of the podcast, Paranormal Brotivity.
I like it.
All right, there you go.
Beckett.
Couple other ideas. This one from John. Here's an idea for a bit. Bits Kevin didn't approve, but while Kevin is there watching it go horribly wrong. That way we can all watch Kevin squirm at these funny/terrible bits.
I don't hate that idea either, man. The funniest thing to watch is when Kevin's forced to not be in control. And you're right. You get that.
I do. I get
that feeling.
It's very unnerving for
You're
me.
pacing, but you're standing still.
Yeah. You want to step in and do something. You're just like, oh, and you can't. Yeah, you feel helpless.
It's actually pretty funny to watch.
Yeah. Let me see. Also, did Philip ever get back to Jason with the process of mailing the bird sauce to another state? That's his question.
Still working on it.
Still working on that. Okay. Well, there you go.
No, Philip's aware of this issue. They don't have. I know Philip's done it before, but that was like a one-time thing. There's a whole thing they gotta try to put in the whole system.
It's just a lot of work to send
thank
off
you, Denny's.
sauces
You know what I'm
to
trying to say.
multiple people.
Glad you guys are here to finish
Denny's
each other's.
is your verbal life ring.
Thank you, Denny's.
A couple things you might want to check out. One is on our Twitter, the fireball that streaked across the sky overnight into Wednesday morning. It was a meteor breaking up into the atmosphere. You could see it all the way from the Keys to Port St. Lucie on the East Coast and as far north as Tampa on the west.
That's cool.
Check that out on our Twitter right now at KVJ Show. So that's just one of the main things going on there. And a big thank you to Philip and Bud's Chicken and Seafood for sponsoring the KVJ After the Show podcast. 7 locations in Palm Beach County.
Yeah, I told you how I spilled all that bird sauce in my briefcase.
It's sticky.
It's sticky, but I don't necessarily hate it because now my briefcase smells like bird sauce.
So it worked out.
Kind of like it does. The accident that worked out nicely.
Very nice.
Rocco really got into those corn fritters over the weekend, and I don't know what he likes more because I know he loves the French fries, but the corn fritters are a very close second
The
now.
little kids love the corn fritters and the chicken fingers. That seems to be what they love the most.
All right, so go check it out. Bud's Chicken and Seafood. You guys have an amazing day. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.